it's Lindy. We get a question quite frequently, and it's one of the things that's kind of an interesting question in the Pilates world, because we don't actually do this particular exercise in Pilates, but we do get a lot of people that come from fitness land who have this particular question. And the question is, do crunches strengthen my abs? And the answer to that question is no. That's the simple answer. Crunches will not actually, in and of themselves, give you abdominal strength. Now, what they will strengthen is your flexion, your ability to bend forward. They will also give you some strength in the front of the outside of your body, potentially, but not necessarily in the abdominal region. If you're doing a crunch and everything is happening up in your neck and your head, then it's really not touching your abs. If you're doing a crunch and you're just throwing your shoulders forward, then you're working on shortening the front of your shoulders, but it's not going to touch your abs. The latest research, and this is actually fairly old research that's just started to trickle down into mainstream fitness, tells us that there are far better things that we can do to really strengthen all of the layers of the muscles in the torso. And guess what? The great news is they don't involve doing crunches. So the good thing for us as students of movement and fitness people is that we no longer have to do a crunch. We can take crunches out of our repertoire and never, ever, ever do another crunch. So here are a few things that we know work better than crunches. The first one is knowing your own alignment and knowing how to literally activate your system from the inside out. Now, that usually takes some training, it takes getting another set of eyes on you, and it takes a really good teacher who's well informed with the latest research and the latest information about how our inner unit or our core actually works. So here's an example of an exercise or a position that will work your abdominals, and I'm talking about deep layers as well as more superficial layers, and that is a plank position, either on the hands or on the forearms. Now, forearm planks are actually more challenging and will activate and engage more muscles. The caveat to that is that you've got to be in really great alignment, and the only way that you can know for sure if you're in really great alignment is to get in front of an instructor, an educator, ideally Pilates teacher, who understands human movement, biomechanics, and alignment. So my word of advice to you is throw away the crunches, start to implement planks. You can do a side plank or a front plank and begin to work on holding it for as long as possible, up to 3 minutes if you can, or even longer if that's possible. But make sure before you start executing this that you find a really great person, a really great educator, a good teacher who can teach you whether you're in the correct alignment or not. Enjoy doing planks and enjoy throwing out your crunches.